You can see the one that we ran, pretty crazy annual return for a back test, but 368% a year return. If I can get anywhere near that, I'll be pretty damn happy, which is why I started running that bot. I actually feel like maybe there's some sort of issue with this bot that is not trading correctly. So that here is, I think, a good reason why we want to stick to doing paper trading before we actually deploy live. This is the bot that I ran last week, our TQQQ SMA 200. And this was actually doing quite well, $2,066. And we have made over $100 so far, $120, $130. We got one bot that I think has some issues with it that we need to fix. I think that one position between my portfolios, I think is up well over $100,000 in the past month or so. It's made me quite a few tens of thousands of dollars trading Palantir. I'm like I said, I'm putting real cash behind this. So I'm very motivated here to let's triple one of these accounts. This thing is up 400% since we started. It's up 107% since I started it. You can see it here compared to the S&P 500, and it's just dominating the S&P. So thank you, AI. It actually found that for us. Very good. So if we had this strategy running and it owned Robinhood, it tends to buy things 3 or 4 weeks out. When I tend to buy things 2 or 3 months out, I think it would have easily doubled or tripled in a single day. So I'm a little annoyed that it didn't actually do that purchase, because if it had owned Robinhood, I mean, I'd be a very happy camper right now. That's my philosophy, is diversify, run a bunch of $5,000 accounts as opposed to, run one account with 100K and see what happens there. But this one, 5K, I think it would have been at 6, 7, 8K within a week if we had owned those Robinhood calls. So that would have been really fun to watch. It's up from 100K to 189K within the course of about a year or so, a little bit longer than a year. So that's a pretty damn nice return there. So what we could do is we could also modify the strategy to say, if the VIX is, let's say, above 21 or something, that it just doesn't trade, right? That way we're capturing most of it, but we're avoiding this big drop, right? If we had exited here when the VIX spiked, we would have saved ourselves a lot of money. I mean, guys, if we could run this strategy and it was trading call options on these names the whole time and avoided this big drop in the stock market, this thing is freaking solid. My own money that I'm trading, but I think this would be something very special. I think this is going to do a heck of a lot better, because it's not buying only one symbol, it's buying two. It has a bigger allocation, so it has a bigger chance of making money. And I think we fixed that bug where it wasn't selling. I think all those things combined, we're going to see a strategy that is just a freaking rock star. If this works out well, this I think could be a very, very good strategy. I can watch this thing for a bit, but while this thing's going, I think I've seen enough for me to actually throw some money into this one. So even though we haven't ran a back test, I normally would say run a back test and then run it. But I think I understand the strategy well enough to say this is something that I would like to have my money in. And it looks like it actually avoided that big drop. So this VIX check is looking like it was a very good idea this year. This is looking like it's a very good idea to do this stuff. It's up 286,000. This thing is a rocket ship. I think that's maybe a little bit excessive, but the back test, look at this really nice looking back test. This is it's done very well. It's insane. And this time around, it actually skipped that big crash. So the drawdown is much less than what we had before. This is doing 110% a year, 42% max drawdown. But as far as this goes, I see it actually trading properly, which is what I'm very happy about. It just wasn't actually placing trades properly, and now it seems to be. So I think this is a very good fix here. I'm very excited to see how this does next week. Am I going to make a bunch of money, or is this thing going to be down? Catch you guys next week. We'll see if these algos do well or not.
Okay, like what you saw? See the strategies we've created in the marketplace, or create your own with our powerful trading AI at www.botspot.trade.